10-second hack to activate your brain's hidden potential. Did you know that the idea of humans using only 10% of their brain is a myth? In reality, we engage nearly 100% of our brain almost all the time. So, what's stopping us from mastering languages effortlessly, calculating large numbers in our heads, or grasping complex scientific concepts? The main obstacle is the mental barriers we impose on ourselves. Have you ever told yourself, "I'm not smart enough to solve that problem," or "I'll never get into that university"? The moment you say things like that, you're setting yourself up for failure. The truth is, every one of us is capable of achieving far more than we believe. Take Roger Bannister, for example. In 1954, he became the first person to run a mile in under 4 minutes, a feat once thought impossible. People even believed such speed would cause a runner's heart to explode. Yet, Bannister completed the mile in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. Astonishingly, just 2 months later, another runner broke his record, proving that what seemed unattainable was merely a mental barrier. Today, the record stands at 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Most of our limits exist only in our minds. Your brain functions like a supercomputer. It follows the instructions you give it. That's why top athletes, CEOs, and medical experts train themselves to think positively and push boundaries. Have you ever been so absorbed in an activity that time seemed to vanish? You forgot to check your phone, didn't feel hungry or tired, and hours passed without you noticing? For musicians, it happens while practicing. For writers, it occurs when crafting stories. This rare state of complete focus is something you've probably experienced at least once in your life. And let's be honest, it feels incredible. Now, imagine being able to access this state regularly, making every study session, work project, or hobby ultra-productive. If you could tap into this mental mode at will, you might finish school years ahead of schedule, launch a successful business in record time, or produce creative works beyond your wildest dreams. It's not fantasy. Your brain has the potential to unlock this super productive mode. The best part? You can learn to activate it yourself. A psychologist studying high-performing individuals wanted to understand why some people, like artists, continue creating even when it brings them no financial reward or fame. One composer explained that while writing music, he enters a mental state where nothing else matters. Pure joy and fulfillment come from the process itself. Others described similar experiences. The psychologist named this phenomenon flow. Here's what it feels like. You're completely immersed, distractions don't exist, and you feel an exhilarating sense of purpose and control. The reason is simple. Our brains process about 110 bits of information per second. Listening to one person speak takes about 60 bits, which is why following 2 conversations at once is nearly impossible. However, we can multitask simple things, like listening to music while texting. When you enter a state of flow, the task at hand consumes all 110 bits of attention. Your surroundings fade away, basic needs like hunger and fatigue become secondary, and you're filled with unshakable confidence. The more time you spend in this state, the more inspiration flows effortlessly. Time distorts. You read a book, and the words come alive. You play music, and your instrument seems to sing back. You run, and the world feels like a high-definition movie. It sounds amazing, right? But how can you intentionally reach this state? It all comes down to 2 factors: challenge and skill. The key is finding the perfect balance. If a task is too easy, like solving elementary math problems, it bores you. If it's too difficult, like being handed an overwhelming assignment on your first day at work, it causes anxiety. Flow exists in the middle ground, when a task is tough but within your capabilities. Here's how to trigger your own flow state. Pick the right moment. Identify when you're naturally most productive: early morning, midday, or late at night. Everyone's peak performance time differs. Ensure you're energized. Avoid working when you're exhausted, stressed, or distracted. Being well rested and in a good mood increases your chances of entering flow. Eliminate distractions. Put your phone on silent, turn off the TV, and create a clutter-free workspace. Even a quick glance at your notifications can break your focus and take 25 minutes to recover. Gather everything you need: Make sure you have all the tools, resources, and materials required before you start, so you don't need to interrupt your flow. Choose a skilled challenge. To reach flow, the task must be something you're already good at yet still challenging enough to push your limits. Set a clear goal. Whether it's writing a chapter of a novel, finishing a painting, or devising a business strategy, having a specific target helps sharpen your focus. Once you begin, don't expect instant results. Like warming up before intense exercise, it typically takes about 15 minutes of deep concentration to transition into flow. If it doesn't happen right away, don't get discouraged, keep practicing, and it will come naturally. Flow is one of the most effective ways to boost productivity, creativity, and overall happiness. Some of the greatest achievements in music, literature, and sports have emerged from individuals being fully immersed in their craft. So, what are you waiting for? Unlock your brain's hidden power and see what you're truly capable of achieving.